Water is back in the river, but the mud is everywhere. Cleanup is underway in Utica. WDRB's Richard Essex is reporting life along the river comes with a price.
Utica is almost synonymous with flooding. About every 10 years or so, a good flood comes through here. Now, once the water recedes, there's a coat of mud over almost everything, and that's going to be the challenge at the cleanup. Mud is everywhere, inside of homes, the streets, yards. Anything that was underwater is covered with mud. As the water recedes, the real mess is exposed. Soaked drywall is trashed, piles of debris line the streets and alleys, and the best way to clear the mud is with more water and a good scrubbing.
I love it.
Ed Myers stands in awe of his mud-covered wife, Debbie.
So you can't.
They bought this house as a place to get away.
And everything's just wet. The smell's not so great, but, you know, it is what it is.
They had 4 feet of water in the house. Ed told us the house is 100 years old and has survived a few floods.
It's made of rock from the river. There's fossils all over it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful rock fireplace on the inside, and we're in the process of renovating it anyway. So the good news is we didn't have it finished, but the bad news is we have to redo a little bit of what we did do.
They will spend the next several weeks or maybe even months getting the house cleaned up.
If this happens every 7, 8, 10 years, it's part of it, you know.
And these two.
Well, it's not as bad as 97 or 64. So it's just that we're a lot older and bigger. That's mine. And it's harder. We didn't have to move out by boat, so that makes it okay.
Terry and Joe Romans have lived in Utica all of their lives. They know a thing or two about floods, and cleaning up after a flood is part of life.
The hardest part is the anticipation. You know, once it happens, then the reality sets in, and you just do what you have to do.
The house was built by their parents in 1963.
I remember it very well.
Just in time for the 63 flood.
There's a lot of things you can remember when it comes like that. I remember the big dead carp floating in the bathtub. I remember the dead cow on the roof of a house down that way. I remember the playing in the mud in the yard while Mom and Dad were in the house doing what they had to do.
This time, the water was just short of coming in the house, but Joe's workshop is another story. A thick coat of mud is plastered over just about everything. The years along the river have taught them a thing or two, and they believe the flood may not be over.
Parents always said if it went down too fast, it's going to come right back up. Hopefully it won't.
They have watched neighbors leave for good after every flood. They have stayed, and they have no plans to leave, but the hands of time are starting to catch up with them.
If the river comes again and makes it to the point we can't fix it back, then we'll leave. But until then, it's just part of life.
Cleaning the place isn't as easy as it used to be. With photojournalist Ariana Shuka, Richard Essex, WDRB News.